My name is JoshC. I'm a real estate broker with the Waylay Group, and I consulted a professional coach about 4 years ago, and I interviewed various coaches, and the coach that I arrived on after a real deliberate and intensive interview process was Beth Holiday. I hired Beth as a coach to increase my production. At the time the real estate market was turning, and I wanted to work with someone who could basically increase my profitability in my business. And I found that with Beth. One of the business decisions that comes up in hiring a coach is the expense of doing so. And looking back on it, I see hiring Beth Holiday as a business coach as being the most profitable decision that I've made in my business. When I first started working with Beth, I was doing about 1 transaction per month. And in just the first month of working with Beth, I went from doing 1 sale a month to 2 sales a month. And so it was a 100% increase. And that continued on for about a 6-month period. So it really met my goals of increasing my bottom line, increasing profitability, and it certainly more than paid for itself. Well, I think the top 3 things that I've received from being coached by Beth Holiday, one is an increase in profitability. And that was, an utmost goal in hiring a business coach. Secondly, it provided some direction and focus and really allowed someone from the outside to look at my business and bring the things that were important to the surface. And then we mapped those to a business plan that ended up being highly successful. Thirdly, I think having a coach, too, being self-employed, oftentimes we're on our own and we're trying to figure out the best options for ourselves. And having someone there from the outside to guide us through things, to bounce ideas off of, and to really distinguish that which matters from those things that aren't so important is critical. And I have found that in Beth. I've worked with Beth for about 4 years now, and in the beginning of working with Beth, we really focused on the fundamentals. We put business goals to paper. We worked from a concrete business plan. And after a couple of years of doing that, she really began to understand who I was and really understood my personality and what my future goals and desires were, both in business and in my life. Through that, the coaching that was then offered became more focused on sort of what my greater purpose was, and she was real intuitive then in picking up on what those goals were for me, and could often see ahead of really where I wanted to be, and could sort of predict what I wanted out of a situation and provide me guidance to get there. And really, allowed once again for concrete sort of mapping of what my goals were to my future desires. I think anyone in this market that's been a challenging one for realtors tries to figure out what the best option is, where to best allocate their funds, advertising, coaching, administrative staff, and where the best place to put money in. And at the bedrock of that, I see as having a business coach and consultant as being number 1. I would highly recommend hiring Beth Holiday, and I can't say, she's done more for me in my business than any other tool that I've implemented, and I highly recommend that any realtor or other business person, for that matter, hire her.